Okay, this is Dr. Schuessler again, and for this video I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the syllabus and our schedule, kind of give you some ground rules in terms of expectations and how things are going to be laid out in that respect. So again, these are Google Docs. I like Google Docs quite a bit. So this is the syllabus itself, and it starts out with all the normal stuff, the name of the course. It's an online class, so there is no official meeting time or place. My name, all that kind of stuff. As far as email, I'd prefer you did not email me to my regular email address. If you have something to ask me about the course, send it to me within Blackboard. So that's why I don't provide that there. If it's not course related, if you want to, you're asking me for a recommendation or something like that, by all means, send me a regular email. That's fine. But if it's course related, I really want it to be within Blackboard. How to contact me is all right there on the department head. So it's the main office for marketing BCIS right there. My phone number, honestly, not the best way to get a hold of me. Course messages is really the best way. My official office hours are right here. I'm here most of the time. Occasionally I get called away to a conference or meetings and all those kinds of things. So you probably want to check with me first, send me a message and say, hey, I'd like to come see you, say Tuesday at 10 a.m. or something like that, just so I can make sure that I'm here. The college's vision statement, our mission statement, our core values are that we're learner focused. We provide meaningful engagement, an entrepreneurial mindset, a global perspective, and ethical and socially responsible behavior. Our textbook information is next, and I really try to give you quite a bit of information. Hopefully you've already got some of this stuff, but if not, just in case, there's an ebook. You can save a little bit of money, paperback version. They've really tried to help keep the prices down on this. You get a link right here. You can pull it up directly from the publisher if you want to go that route. We also are going to be using, there's also the companion website. They have some supplementary material there if you want to look at PowerPoints and stuff like that. They've got a lot of resources and stuff like that that's right there. We also use a product called Test Out in this course, and that's something that you're going to need to register an account with, and it's like the textbook, and it's required. And basically you're going to go over here and you're going to sign up for it, and there's additional information inside of Blackboard that you can take a look at that information. In fact, I'll pop over there real quick and show you under assignments. The information that you need for that is located right in here. So anyway, that's what that's about. So you'll need Test Out. That's required. Let's see, we use Google Docs and Google Drive and all that kind of stuff. And then you're going to need a computer capable of running a Windows Server 2012 R2 virtual machine. And that's going to be for the labs. And I don't have the labs finished up just yet. It's something I'm continuing to work on, but I should be able to get that done before too much longer. Knowledge outcomes are basically our learning objectives for this course. You can kind of look through all of those. I'll leave that to you. Our course description, prerequisite. You really need to have had BCIS 5304 at this point. If you don't, a lot of the concepts that you learned in there are really kind of being applied in here. This stuff really kind of hinges on your understanding of that. So you really need to have had 5304 before you have this class. I usually try to pull information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and provide that information to you so you have kind of an idea of what this field is all about. It's a graduate program in NIS. If you're working in that field, you probably already have a pretty good feel for it. But it's a good time to be in information systems. The job outlook looks extremely good. The pay is extremely good. It's a good field to be in right now. If you don't have a job or you're looking to get into this field after you graduate, contact Career Services. Specifically, we have a person here within our college that handles stuff like that. So Hillary Tressel handles stuff like that through career development and she can help you with mock interviews. She can help you with your resume. We put on job fairs. In fact, we've got one this November specifically here at the College of Business. So take advantage of that. You're paying for it with your student fees anyway. You also have access to a lot of free software through Dreamspark. After the ad drop period, you will receive an email, your Tarleton Go account, with instructions on how to register and all that kind of stuff, and set up your account. So you'll be able to access a lot of free software from Microsoft. Windows Server 2012, for example, and a bunch of other things. So let's kind of take advantage of that. There's no better way to get familiar with some of this stuff than to actually play with it. Now this is this next section is the one that students usually are the most interested in seeing. It's where their grade comes from. So this is what they really want to know about. So basically we've got assessments, homework, labs, and exams. So the assessments are right here, and basically they're just chapter quizzes. You really need to kind of know the material before you take the quizzes. So read the chapters, review the PowerPoints, ask questions, work on the labs, all those kinds of things first, and then take the quizzes. Now the good news is there's so many quizzes that I drop your 3 lowest quiz scores. In a lot of cases I usually drop your 2 lowest quiz scores, but in this course there's so many lessons or chapters, if you will, that I drop your lowest 3 quiz scores. So be sure and keep that in mind as you're moving through the semester. Assignments are also already posted in Blackboard. Assignments consist of your test out content. The test out content gives you some different perspective on what you're learning in this course. They have their own lectures. They have notes that they provide. They have simulations that you can work through, as well as some short objective kinds of questions. And those objective questions and those simulations are basically where your score comes from for your homework assignment. So be sure and work on that. You've got your labs. This time I decided to have the class set up a virtual machine on your own computer and actually be able to play with the actual server operating system itself. And so you'll work through some of those labs and complete things. And that's just the approach that I wanted to take this time, because I think, again, the simulations work really well in Test Up, and I really like that. But there's nothing quite like actually playing with the software. So there's also 3 exams. It's really only 2 real one real exam and then 2 practice exams. However, they're all worth points. So there's 3 exams, the 2 practice exams, and the final exam. The 2 practice, all 3 of those are within Test Out. So here you see a breakdown of the points, assessment totals, total 340 points. Each one's worth 20. If you add all those up, it actually adds up to 400 points, I believe. Yeah, it should be 400 points. I drop your 3 lowest ones, so that drops it to 340. Assignment totals, homework 0 through 10. 10 is a little bit different. 0 is a little bit different. That's that very first one that you do. It's a form that you fill out and stuff like that. And then I also included your pre-test and post-test in your assignments total. Other than that, all of these are in Test Out. So be sure and get those done. Your labs are right there. Your 2 practice exams. There's 2 practice exams in Test Out. I want you to complete all the assignments, and they're long, so you can certainly start early, and I would encourage you to start early. You can take them as many times as you want before they're due, so maximize that score. That's why they're only worth 100 points each. So, but they're good practice. You can practice for the Microsoft exam. You can practice for the Windows Server Pro exam. They're very similar, but they're not the same, and certainly the test format is slightly different. Well, actually, it's quite a bit different. And then finally, there's the final exam. The final exam you can only take once. It's worth 400 points. And basically, if you pass it, you end up getting a certification, Windows Server Pro Install and Configure certification from Test Out. So it's kind of an added benefit to this class that you can actually come away with the certification. Late assignments. I don't take them. I try to open up everything as quickly as I can throughout the semester. At this point, pretty much everything is open except for the labs, and I'll be trying to get those up and going in the next few days. So certainly work ahead, get this stuff done. Don't work too far ahead. You don't want to lose track with the rest of the class and what's going on. But if you can get a week and a half ahead, that's certainly a good thing. Student expectations. This is graduate school. This is a graduate class. There's no rocket surgery here. So, show up, do your stuff. So check Blackboard at least once a day. You don't have to be on it every hour or anything like that, but once a day I think is definitely reasonable. So just read through those student expectations. Be a good student. You're graduate students. You're all professionals. Act like it. Academic dishonesty. Don't cheat. It's not worth it. You'll get a 0 on the assignment, lose a letter grade for first offense, and it gets reported up the chain so that the university can keep track of it. So as a department head, I see this happen way too often. Just don't do it. The Center for Access and Academic Testing, if you have some sort of a disability or anything like that, these are the people that you're going to want to contact. I'm not qualified to give you an accommodation in this class, so if you have a reading disability or some other sort of disability, you need to contact them. They will basically assess the situation. If you qualify, they will issue you an accommodation letter. You then provide that accommodation letter to me, and then I'm usually going to follow whatever it is that accommodation letter states. But again, I can't make that determination. I'm the wrong kind of doctor, and other than that, I have to treat you just like any other student. So keep that in mind. And the last bit is really just kind of more for informational purposes. I like to keep track of learning style and personalities, and as well as the student evaluations that I have in this course. And I do my own outside of the universities, and so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can certainly look through that. So you can tell that predominantly in this class, I've had students that tend to be more observational. They like to observe things that are happening, and I think that's test out serves a good purpose there, because part of that includes demonstrations where they're going to show you how to configure the server to do various things. From a personality perspective, we tend to be pretty open. So that's kind of, that's probably a good thing too. It means we ought to be sharing things and cooperating so that we can all learn more. So I kind of expect that out of class. Let's share your knowledge. We have a lot of professionals in class, and then we have a few that don't have a lot of IT experience. So if you're in this class and you've got that experience, share that experience so we can all benefit from it. As far as evaluations that I've had in the past, if you're interested, you can certainly take a look at that as well. Students tend to think that the readings are pretty appropriate, tools are pretty appropriate, all those kinds of things. So you can certainly feel free to look through that. So that is all I've got for you on the syllabus. I do want to take just a moment to also address the schedule here. Just kind of show you how it works. So each week that we've got laid out here in the first column, the second column are the dates. Those go Monday through Sunday. So that's the way the dates work. Monday through Sunday, that's our work week. So this very first one, we have introductions and syllabus. So it's a fairly laid back week, this very first week. As far as what you got to turn in, everything is due at 9:30 p.m. on the Sunday of the respective week unless otherwise noted. So everything for this week is due on 9/4 Sunday at 9:30 p.m. I picked 9:30 very strategically. The Blackboard help desk closes at 10 o'clock. So if you've got it at 9:30, that gives you time to contact the Blackboard help desk if there's any sort of reason, any sort of issue that pops up. Now what we have due this week, we have the assessment pretest. And like I said in the previous video, all you have to do is complete that. You're going to get your 5 points. I want you to do the best you can so I have an accurate reading, but just completing it will get you your 5 points. Homework 0 is filling out that form, that Google form, and basically sharing a Google folder with me. Assessment 0 is over the syllabus. So again, read the syllabus, print it out, have it open next to you, and then take it. Really should be pretty easy. And then we have homework 1, which is the very first test out section that you need to complete. Basically just work through it from the beginning to end on test out 1, and you'll be good to go. Answer the objective-based questions. If there's any simulations, complete those, and that's it. So in its entirety, these are all the things that are due by this Sunday at 9:30, and you'll continue to work your way ahead. Next week, we've got a couple of labs that are included, and so we'll just kind of keep moving forward on that. There's no midterm exam. We get down here to the end of the semester. This particular week, you'll see that we have fewer assignments, fewer quizzes, but now we have a practice exam, and that's the Microsoft 70-410. The practice exam is in test out, so you'll complete everything on that's associated with that practice exam. The following week, same thing, except it's the one specifically for the final exam. So this is there to help you prepare for the final exam. So same kind of thing, complete all the sections, and then we have a very short week. The way we do finals here, we start finals on Thursday evening at 6:30 p.m. So kind of shortens our week here. So this is Monday through Wednesday. And so we have our post-test, so it's a really very easy week. And then we have our final exam. Our final exam opens up on that Thursday at 6:30 p.m. and closes that Sunday at 9:30 p.m. So I'm giving you a few days to take that final. It's timed, but you've got a few days within that window. Anytime within that window, you can take it. My advice for you is to actually take it sometime during the day on Friday while the test out technical assistance department is open. Because again, this is in test out, it's not in Blackboard. So you're not contacting our help desk, you're contacting their help desk. Hopefully you won't need that, but just in case. So that is it for the schedule and for the syllabus. Again, I'm looking forward to a great semester. I think it's going to be really good. This is some good stuff. I really like the content in this course. If you have any questions, send me a message. And that's all I got for you today. Take care.